Charisma is a divisive subject. Maybe she's born with it, or maybe it comes naturally to her. I'm here to blow those myths out of the water because charisma is something that we can all have. Whether we're on stage or hanging out with friends, or we're sharing our stories in front of a camera. Hey, I'm Molle from Visibility Hacking Studios, and I was definitely not born with charisma. Whether I was born with it or not, I now get paid to share my stories and to teach in front of huge audiences. And I want to help you achieve that as well. So in today's video, we're going to get nerdy for a little bit. We'll talk about why you need your toes in the grass. And of course, we'll talk about why practice really does matter. Let's get nerdy for a moment. The root of the word charisma comes from a Greek word that means gift. I truly believe that charisma is not something that we are born with. It's something that we work towards. It's something that we can all achieve through practice. We're not done being nerdy though, because there's another root to the word charisma, a more modern root of the word from the Germanic, which means leadership. So stop thinking that charisma is something that is innate to us, that we're born with. And I want you to instead think of charisma as a gift of leadership, as a way of sharing your passions and your knowledge with the world around you. Now, believe me, I can be super charismatic when I need to be, but there's certain topics that just bore me. They're not interesting to me. I don't have a passion for them, and I can't in any way lead my people to a better piece of knowledge. So therefore, there are certain situations in which I can be super charismatic and which I can totally not be. And I want you to realize that's going to be the same for everyone. Which brings us to our question of the day. What is your charismatic gift that you share with your people? Tell us about what gets you excited. Like, seriously, if you were having a conversation with your best friend about something that you get really excited about, something that brings you energy discussing, what would that be? Let us know down in the comments. Taylor Swift said it best, just shake it off. Seriously, I want you to be relaxed and I want you to loosen up, because that's when we can start to feel more comfortable. Once we feel comfortable, then we start to bring out a different tone in our voice. We begin to be more charismatic, but it comes from when we move that anxiety and that fear of talking to people out of the way, and we get into that space of feeling comfortable, like we're chatting with our friends. So for me personally, working up my charisma is something that I need to do step by step before I jump on video, before I jump on stage, before I jump into a room of people I'm training. I consider it like being an athlete who needs to warm up their muscles before they start doing their activity, or they're going to get hurt. Same thing works with your charisma. You need to take a few little stretches, a few little action steps before that charisma is really going to start resonating. So here are a few different things that you can do to get your charismatic muscles working. Start by watching a funny video, something to set your mind in the right frame. Every morning before I start recording, I watch some late night comedy shows because I go to bed really early. So I'll watch the previous night's comedy shows. I'll start laughing, I'll start giggling, and it'll put me in a state of mind that gets me more excited to share my message with my people. Of course, if you find really good videos that get you excited, definitely post them in the comments because we love that stuff. If comedy isn't your thing, maybe watch an inspirational or motivational video, something that's going to, again, put you in the state of mind that gets you excited to share your message. Over the years, I've worked with a couple people who, instead of watching funny or motivational videos, they'll watch other people's videos about a similar topic to help get them get into that right state of mind. So do whatever works for you. Also find it really helpful to rehearse what you're going to talk about, especially if it's either a new subject, a new topic, or you're introducing yourself to a new audience where you have to work on that new framing for them and sharing that new perspective. Also, when we rehearse, we're actually changing where in our brain the content of our charisma is coming from. So when we don't rehearse, what we're doing is we're having to bring up that information in our brains as like firsthand, and it takes a lot more of our energy, like literally the brain power you have, to focus on that. But when we rehearse, all of that information that we're sharing actually sits in a different part of our brain, a part part of our brain that can be where that information can be recalled a lot quicker. Therefore, letting you spend more of your attention on connecting with your audience and being more charismatic rather than focusing on what am I actually saying. If you get nervous before you talk to people, whether on camera or in person, you can always give yourself a moment to meditate and think about a memory that brings you joy. Think about a memory that brings you excitement, that makes you feel relaxed. Even chuckle a little bit. That will actually change the chemistry that's going on in your brain and put you in a state of mind that's much more relaxed. Because remember, charisma comes out when we are more relaxed and more comfortable. So do whatever you can to get into that state of mind. Of course, you can always think about your crush or your loved ones or people who bring you joy as well. And if you get nervous, like stage fright, you can always imagine that person who loves you and supports you in the audience. I'm not a fan of the think of your audience in their underwear thing. I'm more of a fan of think about filling that audience with people who love you and support you and are here to hear your message. If you're trying to be charismatic on camera, one thing that you can do is surround yourself with things that you love, things that make you feel comfortable. So here in the studio, you're constantly seeing all of my wonderful plants. I love being surrounded by my plants. It puts me in a more relaxed state of mind. So that's honestly why you see all of them here. Dress up if you need to. Bring your favorite coffee mug if you need to. Have a little figurine on your desk that excites you. Whatever you need to do, even if that means putting your feet in the grass. Seriously, I worked with a client who she loved feeling grounded. And so what she ended up doing, first we tried moving her desk outside so she could literally put her feet on her lawn, but that wasn't working when it started to rain. So what we did was we ended up getting her this little mat. It's actually designed for cats, but it's the same feeling of grass. And so she has that mat sitting underneath her desk in her office. So she has those moments before she jumps on camera where she can have that grounding. She can feel her toes through the grass. It makes her feel more relaxed and it gets her to share her message in a more charismatic, more relaxed, and much more approachable way. And my final tip is to hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, join us here on the Visibility Hacking channel because we got videos for you every day of the week. Well, Monday through Friday, we got new videos and we got a bunch of live shows I think you'll enjoy as well. So hit the subscribe button, join us here on the channel. I think every teacher I've ever had has reminded me that practice makes perfect. Whether it's the awesome piano teacher I had when I was a kid who was obsessed with Freddie Mercury and said that he was the most amazing man in the world, and that has stuck with me my whole life. Or you're a public speaking coach, whatever, make sure that you are practicing. Practice really does make perfect. Practice, practice, practice. Practice leads to perfection. Simple as that. We've already talked about what's happening in your brain when you're rehearsing and when you're practicing, but it also comes true just by practicing the act of speaking in front of a camera, speaking in front of a group of people, speaking in front of strangers. The more you're exposed to those circumstances, the more comfortable you are going to feel. So practice in front of a mirror. Ask your loved ones, your friends, your family to be your audience. Or my favorite tip is to literally practice by recording yourself. Start creating videos. You don't need to share them with the world if you're not that confident in them yet, but start by practicing and then watch those videos back. You'll see where you need to improve, what you can do to improve. Actually, this works so well. I thought I was the best public speaker in the world when I was a teenager until I saw recordings of myself. I realized that when I got nervous, I would rock back and forth from one foot to the next, and it was incredibly distracting. It was soothing to me, but it was incredibly distracting to my audience. But I didn't know that until I actually saw the recorded footage. So go find ways that you can improve your own public speaking, your own charisma on camera, because I know that your audience is waiting for you to share your message. Your ideal audience is sitting, waiting for you. And if you want to learn how to use charisma to create better content, then you're definitely going to want to check out this video over here. And the algorithm says that if you enjoyed today's video, if you enjoyed this video today, then you're definitely going to want to check out these videos as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I love getting to chat with you guys. So let me know your comments, your questions down below, and I will see you for our very next video. Until then, remember, I love you, be excellent to each other. Just go live. Your people are out there and they're waiting for you.